Ready?
Yep.
Hi everyone, I'm at the IABC conference with James LUKASZEWSKI, who's the author of the book, Why Should Your Boss Listen to You? And I actually was a fellow panelist with him for community leadership and then sat through his talk where he talked about how you can get a seat at the table, which was very useful to me strategy-wise. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, the book is really for people who work with other people who are leaders, who are going to be in charge of things. Most of us who do this work aren't so much interested in being leaders ourselves as we are in working with leaders and helping them be better at it, so to speak. So that's really what the book is about. It's how do you have more influence? How do you be more powerful? How do you have really a more successful, influential career? And most of us, that's hard to accomplish because we're staff people. We don't run the businesses. We just help those who run it do a better job. So the book is really to hone your skills, to get that seat at the table, to get the call earlier, to be able to rely on the fact that the boss is going to call you about something, or your boss is going to call you about something that they know they'll be helped on.
And translating that advice, like we at Network Solutions take care of small businesses. So translating that advice to small businesses, just give us a few tips on how to be a good communicator, because small businesses have to also do communication, not to their bosses, but maybe to their clients.
Well, I think some of the basic rules are quite similar. The first rule is to talk about things that matter, and so often we're in the small businesses it may collide a little bit because relationships are so important. And being a trusted advisor is less about relationship than it is about being a trusted source of information. So even from a small business standpoint, customers, clients, vendors, others, they need to trust you and what you talk about. So in order to be able to do that, you have to take an interest in their services to you, for example, or your services to them from their perspective. And a lot of these concepts have to do with putting yourself in the boss's shoes or the vendor's shoes or the customer's shoes and really looking seriously at your world from their perspective. And then sort of stepping away from your world a bit and applying answers to problems these various groups are facing in ways that help them, again, from their perspective.
And thank you for being a Network Solutions customer with e911.com.
There you go, right.
What will people find at e911.com?
It's really a very important site. It's one of the largest crisis information sites and leadership sites on the planet. It's a tremendous amount of content. Much of it is downloadable. Much of it's for sale. But most every article you can download a copy for yourself for personal use. There are hundreds of my articles that we're putting up. Every year we put up another 30 or 40 articles, monographs, things like that. And actually what's really new is I've just started a new e-newsletter. It's called Executive Action. And if you go to my website, e911.com, right, you just at the bottom, it's the center for my new newsletter. Just put your email address in there. It comes about every 8 to 10 weeks. The archive is there so you can see every previous issue. And there's new content that I haven't got up on the website yet or that's just been published. The current newsletter has a story about the survivability of CEOs in the next couple of years. Very interesting forecast in there about just how long these people are going to stay in their jobs and the problems they're going to suffer as they leave. So timely topics are there. Okay. There's also, it's kind of cool. It's one section I call Watch Your Language. And there I'll take something maybe a public figure says where they're obviously meaning the exact opposite of what they said or they're lying. And I'll say, here's what he said, here's what he meant, here's what he should have said. It's kind of cool.
The word on the street is that in case of crisis, everybody should have your number on speed dial.
Well, I think, some people, I think it's PR Week has recommended that I be on the speed dial for crisis. And I think the American Legal Times has also said something similar. When all hell breaks loose, I'm the guy to call. But we've been doing this a long time.
So one piece of advice to companies, small or big, about managing crisis, what should they be prepared for and how to handle things they're not prepared for?
I think it's act fast, but basically the order of action is very specific. Stop the problem. In other words, I call this stop the production of victims, manage the victim problem, communicate with employees, inform those who are going to have a problem but may not be victims, and then deal with those who opt in, like the media and critics and other folks, okay? That's the order of response to crisis, and that's what you do in the first 37 to 60 minutes.
Wow, that's pretty close. So even on weekends, have somebody who's looking out for these crises. So once again, give us the website name where people can find you and the name of your latest book.
E911.com is the website, E911.com. And then the book is Why Should the Boss Listen to You? The 7 Disciplines of the Trusted Strategic Advisor. This book will change your life, I promise.
Thank you very much, Jim.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.